Welcome to the Dundalk Raw Shit Show. The name describes the quality. Let's begin.
The message you are about to receive is so incredibly stupid that you might get permanent damage in your brain.
Valentine's Day is a corporate created day for men to keep debt on their credit cards after Christmas. But on this Valentine's Day, a female boomer got more than flowers, chocolate, and jewelry. She got shot in the arm. Jungle Justin forwarded this article to me from Orangeville.com. A 57-year-old female was shot in the arm in Orangeville on February 14th, shortly after midnight. Police, fire, and paramedics all showed up on the scene after reports of a gunshot on Amanda Street. The boomer was airlifted to Toronto Area Trauma Center with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the victim and shooter were known to each other, and this wasn't a random event. Witnesses say there was a gray Hyundai leaving the area northbound at a high rate of speed, which we all know is bullshit, as Hyundais don't go a high rate of speed. As of 10 a.m., there were 6 police on scene with an empty box of Tim Hortons donuts, which was reported to have at least a dozen at one point. Snitches are to report to the Orangeville police to get their gold sticker. It's a sad day for the junkies of Owensound. An article I found on blackburnnews.com reports a search warrant turned up over $3,000 in drugs. On February 20th, a joint investigation came to its climax when members of the Ontario Provincial Police and the Owensound Police Service executed a police warrant at a property on Grey Road 1 at the Georgian Bluffs. As an ongoing methamphetamine and fentanyl investigation, police were able to get $3,700 worth of hard drugs off the street. They were also able to seize almost $4,000 worth of drug production equipment. 2 men from Georgian Bluffs aged 24 and 33, as well as a 22-year-old Kitchener woman, have been charged with numerous possession and drug trafficking charges. One junkie was interviewed saying, "Now we have to drive to Hanover to get my fix. This is outrageous." Police are still warning people about doing drugs like cocaine and how it's increasingly being cut with cheaper, more deadly drugs. So isn't it about time you stop fucking around with that shit?
Police department, search warrant! Open the door! Police department, search warrant! Open the door! Move. Get it. Move! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Come on, short room. Stop. Put your hands behind your back. We need animal control. Hang on to the dog.
It's time for a little bit more history of Dundalk. The first post office was located between 240 Side Road and Robbins Hotel in the Melanchthon Township. Ellis B. Gray Sr. was the first postmaster. It was later moved to James May Hotel at the Corners. The Dundalk Hotel, located at McDowell's Corner, was built and constructed by Claudius Ekins. It was later owned by James May and still later by Patrick Langley. The original tavern was a log building which burned during Mr. Ekins' time. Mr. May built a large frame structure which had to be taken down in modern times, as it was too close to the road and became a hazard to motorists. One of the stores, started at the Corners by Edward Berwick, was later run by Henry Graham. He moved the business to the village and opened the first store in what is now Dundalk. Thomas Hanbury had a boot and shoe store at the Corners for many years. About 1870, the land was surveyed for the Toronto, Grey and Bruce Railroad line. The railway tried to purchase land through the Corners from John McDowell. However, his price was too high and they were not prepared to pay it. R.J. Dowell owned a lot of land west of there, and the railway was able to obtain what they needed from him without any cost. A curve had to be made in the rail line in order that it would be on the west side of the highway, in direct line with Owensound. The fact that the land was obtained from Mr. Dowell was west of McDowell's Corner explains the curve in the railway line between Hobbiton and Dundalk. In 1873, the railway was completed and the village moved in closer to the station. At this time, it became known as Dundalk Station. It was named after Dundalk, Ireland, where some of the early settlers immigrated from. And that is enough history of Dundalk for today. In Grey County lays a little shithole with a big waterfall. Eugina is located about 20 minutes from Dundalk. Head north to Flesherton, take a Roger on 4, then a Louis on Beaver Valley Road. Eugina is a popular cottage location due to its lake in close proximity to skiing. Eugina has a hydroelectric power station that has provided power for over a century. Settlement began in the 1850s. Eugenia got its name from Princess Eugene, the wife of Napoleon III. In 1852, there was a gold rush in the area, but it was quickly discovered that it was only pyrite, what's commonly known as fool's gold. By 1870, 4 mills operated in the area, and the community that had grown to around 200 people had several stores, churches, a blacksmith, carpenters, and a cobbler. With no railroad, the hamlet's population eventually stagnated and never grew to the size to incorporate. 1893, William Hogg built the first hydroelectric station, which generated 70 kilowatts. But this was barely enough to power Eugenia and nearby Flesherton. Eventually, the government took over all hydroelectric projects. They then dammed up 2 rivers by Eugenia, creating a 490-acre reservoir, now known as Lake Eugenia. By 1920, they were producing 4,500 kilowatts, which was enough for the busy shipyards of Collingwood and Owensound. Today, Eugenia is a tourist and cottage destination, but the locals still hold true to the redneck roots.
Switch betwixt my tricks and spit. Slick slang slated distinct shit. Never quit to legit. How I make misfit pieces depicts. Click moment frozen in time. Stick in the mind to pick. Illicit rhyme shine design. Complicit with the grime side. Fine with getting a little dirty. Fuck settling. Get the accelerants and settling. Torch scorch the set skin bubbling. Perfect time for portrait. Capture my portraits. How I must score in debates. It's from stored hate. My core poor. I can't afford any more mistakes. Misplaced rates rate high on the readout. Can you relate? Every time I head out on the page, it's a hunt for the engage. Warp drive, give all she's got. Scotty stage, phrase darts with speed can't stop me when I have the prey in my sight. Straight during the night to shed light with ink bled bright red light. Flow through it with the spew, no clue. Spit could unglue optics. Put a new hue over life. Make the desert look like the tropics. Hot drop picks through words heard slick quick to take stock of licks like a broad locked up for life. Now you don't don't gotta think about the kids. Bits can change lids, whether inside or out it digs. Sometimes well hid bridge in the mind. React to whatever intertwined pattern comes to your shoreline. If every man in island, can you truly understand the inside of another? Slightly tweak the design. I gotta make this one peak in its prime. So leak the rhyme, bring the heat on time. Only sleek speech to speak into existence. Nasty, it reeks when I reach to go past competition. Repetition helps the rendition. Render my palpitation to paint palpable panels of pyromancy. Give third degree from pure passion, no premeditation. Do you believe in predestination, or are you free to make the decision? Or is it a collision of both ideas? Some say they know cause of meditation. I'm a skeptic, but maybe that's my place in the crash to bash, smash, lash with brash much that I mash. Not even halfway, don't be rash. Much stashed in the vault, fuck the cash. Being the light cast over the path, but sir, I did the math, you can't last. Ha ha ha, respond, belly laugh. That's like, okay, not making the Olympics, no point in these laps. Life can be simplistic if you don't get trapped. I love linguistics, so I will continue to rap. Find the people and things you love and follow that track.